Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Yo, 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 yo. It's Wednesday, 9 p.m.
Hello.
And it's your boys with the Mike and Mish show. What up there, Mikey?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, kids.
Whoa, we're here on a Wednesday, Mike. You know, we don't
Back
usually
to
do this.
Wednesday.
Back to Wednesday, just for tonight, though.
Yeah, just for
Um,
tonight. How could that be? How could that even be?
Well, you know, things happen, things change. We make some adjustments, and then we drive on. Good to be on here on a Wednesday because you know what? That means we don't have anything going on a Thursday. I love it. I can make some
Yeah.
make some sauce. I'm gonna make some
You're
sauce.
gonna make sauce
I'm gonna make some
tomorrow?
sauce. I'm gonna have some pasta with some sauce tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna make sauce from
Sauce.
scratch?
Well, I'm gonna make as close to scratch as you could make it. I'm not gonna like boil down tomatoes and any of that bullshit. Like, come on. I'm gonna
You
cut
know,
corners and make sauce.
On deployment, pre-mobilization, 2012, I walked down into the kitchen in the barracks. You know, we're still in the States, and I go to get some food because I'm hungry, and I know there's a bunch of fucking food wrapped up from dinner. And I go and I get some pasta, and I pull out a fucking tin of sauce. SAUSE. And I was like just staring at it. And I don't know why, man, but I forget who was with me. We laughed so hard that somebody spelt it that way. I've never forgotten. So anytime someone says sauce, that's how it's spelled.
Wait, so
That's
where were you at in
at the
Kuwait?
barracks on
in
pre-mobilization in 2012 when we were
like Jersey? Where were we?
No, we were still in Connecticut.
So it was made by a soldier, like
Yes.
a kitchen worker soldier made
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah, I went into the kitchen to get food.
SAUSE.
SAUSE.
Listen, we're not all the brightest people in the army there, Mike. Jesus.
Something just so small as that. I've never forgotten it.
It
was just so funny to me. I was like, what the hell is this? Sauce? The fuck?
They should have just named it SAS.
We're all adults in the military. There's no, 5-year-olds, just in case
That's
you're
hilarious. Hey, well, it's Wednesday night. We've been doing shows on Thursday lately, but we made some changes this week. We're here on a Wednesday, and we got a bunch of people in here. Big Ben, Joe Ivy, we got Julie, we got the Cali boys in here. Taylor Dagner, who they just announced the fight for her March 28th.
That's right. I was thinking about this. We almost interviewed a female fighter that was in the audience
The other night,
said she was fighting on the March 28th card, and you know what?
It's her opponent.
Yes,
it's Alexander.
We didn't talk to her. Whoopsie.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk to her, but yeah, that girl was in attendance at Mohegan Sun the other night, and just so happens she's gonna be fighting Taylor Dagner. So there's that. Mike, we got a couple guests for everybody tonight. We got two guests, two that weren't, one of them wasn't originally lined up. So we were supposed to talk to Tony Loco Soto, and something came up, and he had to pull out at the last minute. He was very apologetic, and he understands that, last minute, it's, he felt like a dick. But things happen, life happens. He's going to come on next Thursday. So somebody that Mike and I planned on asking to come on next week, Pat the Brick Brady's going to jump in here first. And then we're going to talk to another Philly maniac and Lex, the most hated man in combat sports, Ludlow. So before we do that, let's get a little shout out to our sponsors. We got Full Blast Clothing. Mike's wearing the hoodie right there. Full Blast Clothing, a clothing brand for fighters and the fans. Hold nothing back. Give it all you got in the ring. Give it all you got in life. Full Blast. Get over to their website, fullblastclothing.com. Buy the Mike and Mish collab, which Mike is holding up right there. Pretty badass t-shirt. Super comfortable. And
Ryan Reber was wearing it during his interview from the other day.
That was super cool.
He was.
And then get over to Instagram. Go follow Full Blast Clothing on Instagram too. Give them a follow. Tell them Mike and Mish sent you. Mike, what do you say?
Tell them Lodge Mod.
Tell them Lodge Mod sent you. Yeah. What do you say we kick this show off?
Yes, let's go. When we come back, we'll be joined by Pat the Brick Brady. Bo, hello.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on there, Pat?
boys, how are you? What's going
Great.
on?
Doing
Hey.
great.
Good to see you coming on here. I
Good to
know
be
we
seen.
got you last minute here, and so last minute you didn't even get to put a shirt on.
I swear to God, I was just upstairs with my wife, and I was laying in bed, like winding down for the night, and my alarm went off, and I was like, "Oh shit! I forgot I agreed to jump on." Because I set alarms for these things because I've been punched in the head too many times, and I'm pretty sure I have CTE, and
I think
I
we all
just
do, man.
I gotta set alarms. I gotta write reminders. I gotta put all this shit down on something in order for me to remember. But I'm glad to be on, boys.
Pat, I don't know. Is it so your excuse is CTE? I don't think I
Yeah.
have CTE and I can't remember shit.
Yeah, that's okay. Just call it
What is
CTE.
that
You get
about?
out of a lot of trouble that way because
Yeah.
CTE comes off as if like it's not your fault, you know.
Yeah.
So I just
It
blame
is my fault
CTE.
now.
Yeah. Well, Pat, dude, you're back, man. You're
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
and you were supposed to be back in Newark, right? That was
Uh-huh.
back in Newark. You had the nasty bicep injury. How's the
Yeah.
arm?
It's awkward now. Look at it. It's like,
Oh, you got the big gap between the bicep
yeah,
and
I
the.
got the gap between the elbow and the actual bicep. You see that? It's gross looking.
Oh, yeah, that is
Yeah.
weird.
And then this one's normal, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, so you
Um,
didn't get the treatment that I
I
got.
didn't get the
Listen to this.
surgery. I didn't get the surgery. So the
Oh,
way that it was explained to me is that like the surgery isn't 100% necessary. Uh it'll get you back to like your previous condition as in like that tendon would be connected to the elbow, but like you're only losing 50% supination is what the studies have shown. And supination is this way, right? So it's this motion, supination. So you lose 10% this way and 50% this way. But um honestly, I talked to a couple different specialists about it. Some said get it, some said don't even bother. Um so for me it was really just about how close we were to this event
okay.
and whether or not I would be ready in time. And if I had gotten the surgery then, it would be really close to being ready for this event. So, I just opted out of it and, I've been drudging along.
So you just let it heal in place? Is that
Correct.
basically what
Yeah. Yeah. So the bicep, it
yeah.
detaches from the inside of the elbow and then it rolls up your arm. And you actually only have like a 3 week window, at the most 3 weeks to get the surgery done because what happens is the tendon starts to like heal over inside your arm. And
Yeah.
then there's nothing for them to attach to it and pull through the elbow. So I talked to different people. Like I have teammates that actually my one teammate, Chris Hill, he tore both of them, got surgery on one and didn't get surgery on the other. And he's like, dude, I can't tell the difference. So like that was enough for me right there.
A lot of people, if you pay attention, like Steve, you could tell Steve Townsell had the same thing. Tomahawk
Mhm.
Townsell, he has the same look to his arm that you do.
Yeah.
Julian Lane does. My older brother actually had the same thing happen to you. That happened to you, and his healed up high. You could put like a 3 finger between the bicep
Yeah.
and mine. When I tore mine came from the top. It tore off the
Oh.
shoulder.
Uh-huh.
So I got the surgery, and I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, I kind of want to rip the other one because when they surgically repaired this one, it
Yeah.
looks like bigger and rounder
Oh yeah.
because they cut off like a couple inches off the top part and attached it
Yeah.
underneath my bicep. I mean,
Nice.
underneath my armpit. So
Yeah.
like my bicep is all right here now instead of stretched out, and then the other side looks a lot smaller. I'm thinking about just fucking,
Yeah, I tried to get the surgeon who did my hand after I broke my hand on Zach Calmus's face. Um, I tried to get him put more rods in the other hand in the rest of the because he said you'll never break that one again. That's it. Like he's like, there's a rod in there, and that's that. I'm like, dude, send a couple more rods down the rest of it.
Right.
But you know,
The bionic man.
yeah. Well, I have a lot of that going on actually. I have a titanium orbital in my cheek. I have a couple screws and rods in my back. So I broke my back.
Shit.
I broke my back before, and I got 8 screws and 2 rods in my back, so I have 4 vertebrae fused in my lower back. I also just got a new hip in June.
What
So
the?
yeah,
Spinal.
what's that bad boy?
Jesus,
Jeez,
man.
what the
So-
hell?
So I got a new hip in June.
So is
And,
the hip titanium too?
Yeah, yeah. And I got 2
Shit.
screws in my ankle too.
You must have a hell of a time going through an airport.
Yeah, it's funny when I wake up in the morning. It's like I need to spray myself down with WD-40 just to get moving.
What the
There's a
You gotta
can
put
on my
port-
nightstand.
You have to put ports in you.
Yeah.
Ports you can fucking shoot the oil in.
That's all right. It's all right.
You know,
Wow.
yeah, speaking of fucking Justin Pegg from the other night, fucking
Uh-huh.
guy already. Have you ever seen the pictures of the plates he had put into his jaw when it got
No.
broken by Trinidad Snake? His jaw got like broken like right here and
Uh-huh.
right here when he got hit by an uppercut. And he had surgery. And now this past night, fighting Julian Lane, his jaw got broken again.
The same
So
spot.
I don't think so. I'd have to talk to him. I think it's further back on the other side, but I don't know.
Dude,
I'd have
he
to
looks.
ask him
I
for
have the
specifics.
pictures, Pat. Mike and I both have the pictures. We'll send them to you because it looks like he has bike chains.
Wow.
Right, Mike?
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
like bike chains.
That's what it looks like. Bike chains.
in his face.
2 of them
both
on
sides.
each side. It's
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so when I fought MMA, I was fighting I think the guy was 4-1 at the time, and I was 4-0, and he head kicked me, right? And the next night I was laying in bed and my face hurt so bad. And I thought I had a broken jaw, so I went to the ER and they took an X-ray. They were like, "Yeah, you have a broken jaw, but it's on the other side." And he was like, "Maybe the doctor was like, maybe you want to go to a dentist, like maybe you broke a tooth or something." And I went to the dentist the next day, and he cracked a tooth at the bottom of my jaw, and I had to get the tooth removed. But I had a broken jaw just on the other side that I was totally unaware of.
So you
It's
were
so-
hit on this side, but the other side broke.
Well, no, I got head kicked on this side, and this is the side that the tooth broke that hurt really bad.
Ugh.
But
The other side was broken, just not from that head kick.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know
It's
why,
there
but
from something else.
yeah, it was something else. They were like, "No,
And you
got a
have
broken
no
jaw."
idea. Like you
I
don't
know
even
I
have like a
didn't.
little bit.
Yeah, no.
It just happens sometimes. And you would have never
What we
known.
do. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have
Or maybe
known
not, never
if not for the broken tooth on the other side.
Crazy.
Fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
What in the world?
Well, Pat, you were supposed to. Who were you supposed to fight back in Newark?
Corey
I can't-
Willis. Corey Willis.
Corey Will. Oh, what
That's
you talking about, Willis? And he
right.
ended up fighting Perdomo a little while later.
Yeah, exposed Perdomo a little bit, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He did. Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that? Are we allowed
Yes.
to say that?
Listen,
Yeah.
No,
Sure-
look,
sure
he
can.
showed a little bit of kink in the armor for Perdomo. It was like he inadvertently, like, I mean, he's not very good. He like went to a high guard and like fumble fucked forward a little bit, and in doing so, like Perdomo didn't really know how to get to him. It was fun to
Right.
watch. It was
Yeah,
fun to
And you know
watch.
what? You know
It
what was
kinda
weird
'cause I
was
like, what the hell's going on?
Corey was barely throwing punches. That
Yeah, exactly.
I wish Corey would have threw some more punches. Like continue doing that, like dive in tactic, like almost Kai Stewart like tactics
Yeah,
to get inside on him and
but
frustrate
then
him. And
threw behind it. Yeah, if he
yeah, but
would've
then throw
threw behind
something
it.
because he barely ever threw it. Like he didn't really throw too many punches in that fight,
Yeah.
and he did pretty good against Perdomo without throwing punches. So we'll see what happens there. But dude, you're fighting Bear Hill, a big 6'2" Viking looking motherfucker that is also 2-0, just like yourself.
Mhm.
Hard hitter. We talked to him after Sturgis when he won his second fight, and he said very much the same things that like you say and most people say. Like the end goal, obviously, he wants to be a world champion in the BKFC. So you
Yeah.
both have the same championship aspirations. When you look at footage of Bear Hill and you see this, massive, big, hairy, fucking bearded man, what's going through your mind heading into KnuckleMania?
I mean, he's tough, right? Like I see somebody who's tough. Right. He's taking a couple shots that he's had a little bit of a scrap in him, and he came out the other side winning, which is good. Uh, I think at one point he had a big like dent in his forehead, like a deep scar in his forehead. So he fought through a cut through the cuts, and uh to me, what I saw was a worthy 2-0 opponent, someone who I think that can give me a fight. You know, I thought Zach Calmus was going to give me a fight. I honestly really did. At the time, he was on a 4-fight winning streak, and he was just beating everybody up. So I really thought that it was gonna be more. There was gonna be more trading, but I mean, obviously, I went through him like a hot knife through butter, and I just beat the brakes off of him. So it was good. It was a good showing for me, but unfortunately, I didn't get to really show how tough I am. And I think Bear Hill, is a worthy opponent, and maybe he'll bring that out of me, or maybe I just cut through him too. So it's gonna be a fun fight.
Mike and I were talking about this fight with you and him, and a lot of fighters will like visualize things and like try to see how things are going to play out in their head. How bad would it fuck with your head if Bear Hill showed up fucking hairless from the eyebrows down? Like
Yeah.
no
Shaved his
beard,
whole beard.
no
No
chest
beard.
hair,
No
just
body hair.
shaved his whole head, just
Yup.
looking like you've been
Yeah.
mentally preparing yourself to look across
Yeah.
the
What do you
ring at
do?
this Viking,
What do you
and then
do?
he shows up like that. Would that
I
Yeah.
that
mean, it wouldn't be
fucking
good for him because I feel
you'd
like
go,
that
"What?"
beard probably gives him a little bit of a cushion, right?
Yeah.
He-
Cushion.
Like
Yeah.
it's got to give him a little bit of a cushion. Um,
Right.
but to me, I feel I feel like it would slow me down almost like it fucking floating around would like it would just be in my way. Like when I spar, I don't wear headgear just because I don't want it fucking in my vision. I feel like that's almost like wearing a chin strap. Yeah. Look, I do visualize the fight, right? Like I do work my cage entrance over and over and over again. We're fortunate enough to have a BKFC ring over at Eddie Alvarez's. So I do visualize like getting in the ring, right? Thinking about the crowd around me. That's something that I started doing with MMA just to kind of like when you do it over and over and over again, you lose the nerves, like the whole nerves of getting in the ring. I don't have those anymore. So, and a lot of that is just from repetition. I actually took that from I don't golf, but I know it's something that golfers do is they practice their approach to the ball. So I practice getting in the ring, what I'm going to do. I practice where I'm going to go as soon as the bell rings because you're this close to one another and it's like what are you going to do? So I practice what I'm going to do. I do visualize him across from me and he does have that big beard. So it would be pretty funny if it wasn't there
Yeah.
anymore.
I know.
We
That
were,
would
we
be
were like
very
joking
odd.
around a bit.
It would be weird. It would. You'd be,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Who
but
the
that's
fuck
his
is
selling
this
point
guy?
too. That kind of what makes him him, right? Like that's his
Right.
little
It does.
twist.
He
I
he
kind of
come
wish he
walking
could
in.
wear the blue stripe down his face while he fought. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd knock it right off of him.
Like he looked like the Ultimate Warrior at the end of
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
It's fucking just all the way off. You're like, I
So-
know his true identity. I can see his face.
Yeah, the face thing. So dude,
freedom.
with you returning and you and Bear on this card, also the heavyweight title fight at the top of the card.
Yeah,
Also another fight happening in March 28th, Parker Porter and Josh Watson. There's a
Yeah.
lot of moving parts in the BKFC's heavyweight division, and also we already mentioned Perdomo.
Yeah.
Where Where do you think a victory over Bear Hill puts you when there is the Perdomo out there that's
Yeah,
waiting in the wings, and you
yeah,
also have Parker Porter and Josh Watson fighting 2 months later or 1 month later in Mohegan Sun? Every one of you guys could be probably talked about as a possibility for next in line. If you beat Bear Hill, would you wanna take on the winner of the Parker Porter Josh Watson, or would you like to step in there with Perdomo? What's the plan? Not looking past Bear Hill, but
yeah.
you know,
Uh,
positively looking forward into the future. What do you think? What's the path?
yeah, it 1,000% Parker Porter, 1,000%.
Okay,
Main event at Mohegan Sun would be great. To me, Perdoma is next in line for a title shot, right? Like
should
Andre
be.
kind of skipped the line a little bit there. I understand why. I get it. It makes sense. You got to sell tickets. You got to draw eyes, right? But he's only 1-0. And I was in Texas when he fought. I didn't think he looked that good, right? He looked slow. He looked like his feet were stuck in the mud. And I honestly think that Ben's just gonna thrash him. I don't even think it's gonna be a good fight. I mean, I hope it's a good fight for the fans and for everyone watching at home. But I I think Ben's gonna put it on him. And then it's got to be Perdoma. It's got to be like at this point. There's no excuse why not, right? Like I don't think he even needs to fight again, right? Like he
Right.
probably will.
Well,
He
he's 10 and
probably
0,
will.
right? He's
Yeah,
10 and 0 right now. So
10-0.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he probably will fight again, right? Because I assume he likes to stay active, right? Like he's
sure.
down there and he fights at the Hard Rock, right? That's his home city. Um, and you know, I assume that there's a big card in the works down there that he would probably uh be a part of. And to me, it's a no-brainer. He's got to be next in line, which puts guys like me and Parker Porter fighting for jockeying for what's next. And I would love to fight Parker Porter. I mean, I like the way he fights. I like his grit. I like his tenacity. Actually, my teammate fought him, Chris Dawkins, my coach, owner of the Forge, which is my home gym in Philadelphia. He fought Parker Porter in the UFC and knocked him out. And I would love to follow in his footsteps and do the same thing. So for me, the path forward is get a win February 7th, and then I think Parker Porter can beat Josh Watson too. I beat Parker Porter gets the win, and then that puts him at 4-0. That puts me at 3-0. And
Lines right
there's
up.
no reason why the winner of that fight wouldn't get a title shot. Uh, After my win over Zach Calmus, I think they ranked me sixth. So it would make sense for a win here to put me back in that top five, top six conversation.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
rankings, the top four, number one, Perdomo, number two, Mick Terrell, who has kind of disappeared for a little while here. And
Yeah.
then 3 Porter, 4 Watson, 5
We
Adams. So
Mike, correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong. We haven't seen Mick since last KnuckleMania, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Right.
haven't
Yeah.
seen him.
I don't,
So
So it's been a year.
he's 9-2. He
yeah.
lost his belt. Do you think they put Perdomo against him
I'm
for
not
a silver
sure.
title fight?
Look, Mick is tough. Mick is good. Mick is tough. I know he's in the gym. Him and I have talked before. We've talked over Instagram, and we actually were chumming it up in the back at last KnuckleMania. Mick's good. The problem I see with guys after they lost the belt is that it's almost like the fan I feel like the fan's over you at that point, right? Like you had it, you had your reign and you lost it, and it's like, and maybe that's just me. That's just like how I feel as a fan. It's like after I see someone lose the belt, unless it's like a really close fight and you want to see the rematch like right away, like I almost don't want to see that person fight ever again. It's like I'm over you. Um, but that's just like my inner like fan, I guess. As a fighter, obviously Mick wants to get back out there and he wants his belt back. But it's like he gets his belt back and then what? You know what I mean? It's like Ben won in a pretty convincing way. It wasn't
Right.
like it was, you know.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that that wasn't a fluke or something, or that Mick could have made it more interesting. But when stuff like that happens, it's almost like, I don't know, what do you really do with a guy other than like, tip your hat to him?
Right.
It's it's tough though because the BKFC, the way that the fights are formatted, it's it's hard for a fighter to really get like some momentum behind them just because of the brutality of the sport. And it's like, you know and at any point, like, you could lose a fight even if you're the better fighter because of a cut. You see
Mhm.
guys like Hayes the Huntsman, um, who's a really super talented fighter, right? Like, he's good. And if he wins that fight, like, he's right in the conversation in like the top five, right? Of
Mhm.
like the heavyweight division. And like even still, like with a couple wins, he's right back in that conversation. But to me, like, I've had my eyes on him previous to him losing as a possible opponent to like put myself in a position for a title fight for a while, just because I see how good he is. Like, he's light on his
Right.
feet, he's big, he's accurate, right? Like, he's got the appeal of a bare knuckle fighter, so he can sell.
Oh
Uh
yeah.
I love the allure of fighting Hayes Huntsman, but the problem is that he lost the fight, and it's like, so now it's like you lose all of this value, even though he's super talented, and it was all just because of a cut by which he kept fighting and like was doing well, even having had the cut down his eyebrow. Um, but that's just like a part of like this sport, like specifically BKFC. It's it's hard to like to to really build a fighter and give him like some momentum, um because of that, right? Like the cuts,
Right.
and you could lose at any moment, just like you could be super talented and beating the person up, like, for instance, Mike Richmond against Lorenzo Hunt, right? Like, Mike Richmond was piecing him up, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, like, it didn't look good, right? Like Lorenzo was getting pieced up, and
Oh yeah.
like, by all means, like, it wasn't even a close fight, but one shot, it's
One
over,
shot.
right? And
Same thing with
Lorenzo's done
Josh
that.
Dyer. He did it again with
Yeah,
Josh
Same thing.
Lorenzo's
Dyer.
done that a
Same
couple
exact
times.
thing.
Yeah, and Lorenzo's done that a couple times, but that's a part of this sport right now. That type of stuff is the excitement, right? Like, that's it happened, you know what I mean? The Pat Sullivan getting tornado punched, the Zed, getting, and Zed, another one, Zed, and last KnuckleMania 5, Zed was Montagnez. He's getting a rematch on this card. He was piecing him up, and it's like, it's hard, man. So what my point is that it's hard to get some momentum behind a fighter and to build him up and to make him fan worthy, and it's like after you lose, it's like people are almost over you, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of,
All that work to build yourself up, and then one little cut
yeah,
or something, one little loss.
yeah,
And it, unfortunately, it's like that, but it really shouldn't be like that. Like, it should really be taken into account, like the circumstances. If he got flatlined, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I can understand like the wind coming out of his sails if he got flatlined, but if it would stop by a
yeah.
cut, I mean, he should still have the same kind of momentum
I
behind him,
know.
and
I
nobody
totally
should
agree.
understand that.
I totally agree. Super skilled fighter, and like, but that's fighter to fighter. That's not fighter to fan. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's like, that's the appeal. You can't put a guy in there, as a main event, who's 1-1. After, it's like, you can't do it. It's like you can't make the Parker Porter fight with Hayes Huntsman right now because it has no value to Parker Porter. Um,
Right.
but it has value to me after a win for sure, 100%.
So Before we finish up with you tonight, I want to talk to you about the press conference. Like you were on that stage at the press conference, and
Yeah,
all hell was breaking loose. Johnny
yeah,
Cannoli slapping King
yeah,
with a cannoli. Pat Sullivan's running up. You're like right there in the mix of all of that shit, sitting right
yeah,
next to Yoel Romero.
yeah,
What the
yeah.
hell's going through? Like, first of all, you're up there sitting next to Yoel Romero, which is crazy. Like, it's
Which
just
is
a
really freaking awesome, by the way.
which is great.
Really
And
awesome. Yeah,
right next to him is Andre Arlovsky. Like, you're
yeah,
sitting next to legends. And
yeah.
then so like you're on the same stage as these guys now. You've made it
Mhm.
to this point in your life. And then all this crazy shit starts happening with you Philly
Yeah,
boys throwing fucking cannolis and
yeah.
scrapping on stage. What's going through the mind of the brick at that moment in time?
I look, Johnny Garb is a good friend of mine, right? He's a
Yeah.
really good friend of mine, and we've fought together. We were counting today. I think this is like the eighth card that him and I have fought together on, right?
Wow.
Like, him and I have fought together a bunch, um, a lot. Him and I, we actually made our amateur MMA debut together on the same card. Uh, and we've gone full circle now twice with both being at the Wells Fargo. And he, look, he's awesome, man. What he's doing with the cannolis and his angle and being from South Philly and his Italian heritage, it's like it's perfect, man. It's great. The whole storyline of him not being able to fight at the Prudential Center, now it's circling back and he's got the same guy that tornado punch Pat Sullivan into oblivion. Um, I- Look, Pat's a good kid. I like him. I don't know why he was chiming in on any of that. To me, you shouldn't have anything to say here, right? Like, just kind of sit down there and keep to yourself a little bit while this man talks. Like, let him say what he needs to say, because you got really no position to um to ad lib there. But I understand why, right? Like, he's from South Philly, John's from South Philly, so he's sticking up for his friend. And but to me, look, to me, I love being a part of everything, and I love being in front of fans, and I love the opportunity to put on a show. So, sitting next to Yoel Romero and Andre Arlovsky and uh, chumming it up with Big Ben. I was supposed to go out and train with Ben last week, but he had something come up, so we had to postpone it. And I was going to go out. I'm going to go out early next week to get some rounds in with him at his gym, at Ben's gym. But I think that we're about to get slammed with a snowstorm, so I don't know if I'm going to be able
Yeah.
to get out there. So um, Ben. Look, I think Ben is a legitimate face of the organization, right? Like, he's a legitimate champion, heavyweight champion, and I think he wears that belt proudly, and he wears it with dignity, and he wears it with respect, and he interacts with fans, and he takes pictures and signs autographs, and he's a people's champion for sure. I would be honored to fight him if it came to that, But in the meantime, I think it's perfectly reasonable that him and I are friendly acquaintances, and um what if that day ever came, then obviously we would be respectful with one another. But I it's cool to be up there with those guys, like Yoel Romero is like, shit, man, he's a legend. Like, legitimately, he's a legend. I was telling my son, it's funny because we were listening to the Joe Rogan, talking about Yoel Romero and some of the stuff that he's done in accolades. And then I didn't tell my son that I was sitting next to him at the press conference. And then I showed him the clip. I'm like, yeah, this is me, your dad sitting next to the guy that Rogan was just talking about. And he was like, oh, shit, dad, I had no idea. So it was cool. It was like this little interaction with my son that, kind of put elevated myself and put put me in the same conversation with guys like that, which is cool because I never really, when I set off on this journey, I never really had the intentions of going to train with John Jones and, you know,
Yeah.
sitting next to
Wild.
Yoel Romero. And I never really, it was never really my intentions, you know? So it's cool that it's all happening. And
Sounds
I have,
awesome.
yeah, I have to thank
Incredible.
Dave Feldman for that. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man.
Man, so before we let you go, I
Yeah.
gotta ask. I see in the background the tile there on the wall, so I have to believe to your over your right shoulder there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you got punched in the gut to get Shane Gillis to walk down to the ring with you?
No,
Where did
no.
that idea come from? And what's going on? I last I looked, it seemed like he was going. Is he going?
I don't know. Honestly, like I don't know. I don't know if he is and they're keeping it on the hush and not like telling me or anything because of questions like this.
Yeah.
But honestly, the idea came from I was just laying in bed and doom scrolling and I came across him doing Donald Trump. And I was like, yeah, just said to my wife, how cool would it be if he dressed up as Trump and like walked me out for my fight?
Yeah.
Right. And like I'm not trying to give myself any credit or anything like that, but like when I have these ideas, I just do them, right? Like I don't like I'm not one of those guys who daydreams and then just says like, oh, what if? Like
Yeah.
when I think of something, I do it, right? Like and I thought of it and I was like, all right, how could I do this? Right? Like how could I make this happen? And also while doom scrolling, you see guys with like, you know, day 56 of me fighting random followers till I get knocked out or something, right? Like these guys, they do things unlimited until right, whatever. And it gets a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
You see the two brothers who throw stuff at each other blindfolded.
yeah.
Fucking
And
hilarious.
yeah,
Throwing like
no,
bell
it's good.
peppers and shit at each other.
Yeah, but it like you get sucked into it, right? So
Yeah.
like my thought was like, all right, like how, you know, clickbait can I get with this? And my thought was just having people punch me
Yeah.
in the chest until he saw it. And he saw it on the first one. He started following me on Instagram after my teammate Kyle took a good shot at me. And it got the first one got a lot of traffic, at least like for me. And you know, Maniac Malloy, which is you know, a guy who does a lot of content, who represents Bet Parks. He made a reel that, and Shane commented, "I'm in on it." So I don't know if he's actually going to do it. It's cool to me. It's cool
I hope
just
he
that,
does.
like,
That'd be cool.
I do too.
yeah, just that he said I'm in is cool
Yes,
for me.
that's
It's
why I
like, you know
thought
what I
like
mean?
he
It's
was
like,
in.
yeah. I mean,
You're
maybe he was drunk.
hey, maybe or maybe he's gonna be there. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like he
he's got a
should do
big
it.
show. He's got a big show at the Lincoln Financial Field, which is where the Philadelphia Eagles play, right next door to where we're fighting in
Oh,
July. Yeah, so
okay.
he's got to sell out the link, which is I want to say it's like 40,000 people.
Yeah.
So I know he's doing that venue. It would be great PR for him to come to Xfinity Mobile and promote his own show. Like to me, it's a
Yes,
no-brainer.
it would be great all the way around. The
Yeah.
kitchen kind of reminded me. Obviously, we're talking to you, but the kitchen, but it's not that. It was a different kitchen. It was a
Yeah, it's all good. I think,
But that's what
yeah.
reminded me. You were in a kitchen getting punched in the stomach.
Oh yeah. That was Izzo. So Izzo fought the first fight at KnuckleMania 5.
Yes,
If you
yes,
remember the first
I
fight, the
do.
bloody
It was a
war.
great fight.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Izzo, who's actually a good friend of mine, who we worked together.
Itzo
For my
Babali Ite or
Izzo Babu Liadzi. He's from the Republic of Georgia. He flies that flag really proudly, and he was the first fight. Savage, total savage. He's got a bunch of wins in the PFL. He's a 5-0 MMA fighter. Total savage. Also great to work with. Just all around really, really good, genuinely good person. And we were working on a kitchen together. And I'm like, all right, Ito, time for a body shot. So he actually pulled off on it a little bit. He didn't throw it as hard as he could.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to break a rib or something
Yeah.
before a
Yeah.
fight, you know.
Couple weeks before.
Ito's the man now. Yeah.
Man.
Well, hey, Pat,
Guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad to get you on here tonight, man. Thank you for jumping on short notice. And we're
You're
pumped
talking to
see
Lex next. You're talking to
Yeah.
Lex.
yeah, he's waiting to come in right
Is
now.
he in the waiting room?
He is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tell him. Yeah,
He can hear
he's
you.
my teammate. He's my teammate. So
Yeah.
he he gets all touchy sometimes and tries to like
Nice to touch.
it's like gets all it's
Gets a little
and
handsy.
he's like,
He's laughing. He's
his
laughing.
hairline is all the way back. He's got a
You wanna
huge
talk
bald
to him?
spot in the back. He's not very attractive. Like he's just like when he gets on here, you're not going to see like muscles like this. Or, like it's all like, awkward looking and hairy.
Oh, that's fucking.
You want to
great.
talk to him? You want to say
Where is
hi?
he at? Where is he at?
Hold on. Let's add him to the stage here. Where's he not popping up? He's not popping up. What the hell's going on here?
Where
That's
is he,
all right.
Mike?
I don't want to see. I got to see him tomorrow anyway. It's all right.
Yeah,
it says
I
he's
tried to-
on, but you say
There we go.
I just saw him.
I got him. Here we go.
Oh,
No. Oh, there he is.
Put it on.
He's muted. He's got
to widen. You got to widen the lens because your face
There
is.
you go.
Your face is too. Yeah.
What a surprise. Pat Brady doesn't have a shirt on. What a surprise.
All right, boys. I'll let you have it.
Just a couple
Thanks for having me
teammates.
on, guys.
Yeah,
All right.
everybody make sure you're tuning in to the fights February 7th. Brady versus Hill, Bear Hill, baby. Let's go. Cannot wait. He may have his beard. He might not. We won't know until you watch the fight. So you better be tuned in on February 7th, baby. And when we come back, we will be joined by the most hated man, Lex Ludlow.
What can we expect from the Grizzly Bear the night before the big game at Xfinity Mobile Arena?
Am I allowed to talk about who I'm fighting, Dave, or no?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm fighting this homeless guy. His name's Zach Calmus. So you see, I called the greatest manager of all time, Scott Howard, and I said to him, I said, listen, I know this guy needs a good paycheck. We got to get him off the streets. Let's fight Zach Calmus. You know what I mean? Let's get him off the streets. Let's clean up the community. So I'm gonna bless Zach Calmus by knocking him out February 7th in front of everybody. You know, and then I'm gonna call out that bitch Chris Camozzi again because I think he's hiding and ducking me as well. So I think I'm gonna knock out Zach Calmus, and then I think we're gonna call out Chris Camozzi, and we'll see if he's actually man enough to actually step in the ring with me or not. You know what I mean?
Oh, I still got the picture up. My bad. Hey,
Okay.
what's up, man?
Oh, look
The
at
most
this.
hated man in combat sports.
What's up, guys? How are you?
What's happening?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to be seen,
Yeah.
dude. Good to see you guys as well. I watch your show every week, so it's pretty weird being
Appreciate
on here.
Wow,
Yeah, then my
thank you so
dumbass
much.
left the picture up. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, Lex. I know that you were selling a fight, but I'm pretty sure he has a home. We've talked to him in his home. We actually watched him destroy his kitchen table, stab his wall, break a bunch of eggs, shoot ketchup and mustard all over his kitchen, all live on our show. I'm pretty sure it was his house, unless he was broken into somebody else's house and trashed.
I think it was his house.
Or it was
Okay.
his house, and then he destroyed it.
Nah, so
I
dude,
think he is homeless, dude. He looks it. He looks the part.
well, listen, you've been asking for this fight, and you got it, and you got it.
Mike and
you-
Mish got their Christmas wish. You know what I mean?
You know what? Your fight and the Yoel and Lorenzo, those are the two fights that were on my wish list there that actually came true for KnuckleMania. I had Ben Rothwell versus Perdomo on there, but they put Rothwell versus Arlovsky. I had Johnny Garbarino on there fighting somebody else. He's on the card. I had Pat Sullivan on there fighting somebody else. He's on the card. So I got like a bunch of wishes granted by Santa Feldman. So how is training going for you? You get to train with that shirtless bastard that we were just talking to. Where you? So you guys are at Forge, right?
Yeah, the Forge.
But
I call it the Forge.
the
Forge.
But do you guys go over to Eddie Alvarez's and train in his squared circle too? Because he had mentioned
Yeah,
that
we
as
go
well.
there. We go there on Sundays. I haven't been able to go the last 2 weeks, but me and Pat, we actually did like a 12-week camp this camp together. Pat's idea. Never done that a day in my life, but I was walking around at like 240, and this fight's at 205, so I was like, all right, might as well try to get my weight down and get it under control ahead of time. You know what I mean?
Wait, so this fight is at 205?
Yes, brother. It's this is my 205-pound debut. I told you I'm coming for that bitch Chris Camozzi, and I wasn't joking when I said it. I'm coming for this guy, and then after this fight, he's gonna have no excuses. He's gonna have no excuses to fight me.
So we talked to Zach back in when the hell did we talk to Zach? And he told us that he was cutting down to 205. Mike, was that Sturgis? Was he on Sturgis?
In Sturgis, we saw him and he had lost a ton of weight. And we were like, dude, because he had been losing weight before that, but it was really, really visible when we saw him in Sturgis. And that's when
he was fighting what you're talking about, Willis, right?
Yes.
You mean, wait a second, you mean Corey, no one talks about Willis? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what we're talking about.
This is why
you're the most hated man in combat sports.
I call him no one talks about Corey Willis, but that was a fight that I was supposed to take from Mr. Brady when Mr. Brady tore his bicep, but I didn't get put on that card. So but he likes to run into punches, so with his chin up in the air. So we saw how that goes.
Well, hey, Zach Calmus. Now you've got probably what has he got, about 7 fights in the BKFC under his belt now? So
nine.
He has 9. Fuck. Dude.
Yeah, he's 5-4.
5. I didn't realize he had fought 9 times for them. Wow. So you got tons of footage to watch. You even have a teammate that fought him last year. So game planning for this guy has been pretty easy for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to go exactly the way that I've been saying it's going to go. You know what I mean? Let's just say this. Pat Brady sends me a text last week, and the text says, most hated man of all time, most hated man in combat sports. You're going to run through this guy. That's exactly what Pat Brady said. I almost said Pat Sabatini. That's exactly what Pat Brady said.
And he's confident. Is he saying that because he trains with you and he knows what happened when he stepped in the ring with Zach? So he's very.
I mean, dude, if you watched us spar, you'd be like, holy shit. Like, I'm not going to say one guy gets the better of the other, but I'm going to say it's a dogfight, dude, between me and Brady. Yeah, for sure. It's a dogfight, dude.
And when did you start? You said you were walking around 240, and this fight's at 5. How long ago did you start the cut?
I started dieting. So I used to fight at 185, Mish. So shredding the weight wasn't going to be too hard for me. It was just a matter of stop eating 3 times a day, cut it to 2 times a day, and cut the portions. So the weight came off relatively easy. That press conference that you shared, I was probably like 230 right there. I was 219 after practice today. So the cut's going to be relatively easy.
Do you get a lot of hate? I know you call yourself the most hated guy in combat sports, but like there's a comment in the comment section that says cocaine Calmus versus lackluster Ludlow.
Damn, calling you out.
Clearly, one of your haters.
I don't know.
Haters. That is
the real daddy kingpin. He must be a real daddy kingpin. You know what's really weird though? Like he must be a real daddy kingpin, dude. I actually get the opposite. I actually get the opposite. I actually get a lot of love, believe it or not. A lot of people love me, dude, from where I'm from, So I kind of have like the Stone Cold Steve Austin effect when he tried to turn heel against The Rock at WrestleMania 17. Then everybody was cheering for him all the time. So, when I walk out to KnuckleMania, it's not going to be a bunch of boos. It's going to be a bunch of cheers. But the most hated man in combat sports is more just a brand. It's not really the Grizzly Bear is my nickname. It's just something that sticks with me and a lot of people like. So I just kind of tag along with that. I'll be honest, Mish. I like to talk shit. It makes me more into the fight. It makes me get more motivated to fight because, I put that extra pressure on myself to perform. I guess Cocaine Calmus versus Laxluster Ludlow is going to be a one hell of a fight for either the I call the haters the believers. That's what I call 'em. I call them the believers. So Real Daddy Kingpin, you're nothing but a believer.
I mean, you've been putting yourself out there. You've been fighting. You've been, talking your shit after your fight.
Did you guys see me on Arrow? Did you see me on
that's
Arrow?
what I was.
Wanna?
You know what?
That
That's what
was
I was
great.
getting to. I was going to say you're talking shit. You're doing this, doing that, and all of a sudden you've basically talked yourself into that position. Like you're
Right.
training with these guys. You're talking, and boom, all of a sudden you're on Ariel Helwani. You're just
Yeah.
off to the side, and then they start talking about bare knuckle, and you're there, and Ariel just starts talking to you. How does that all come about? Are you blown away when he just starts talking to you live on the show? Like that's not a show you just get on,
I had a feeling it was going to happen. I don't know. Like, you guys haven't met me yet, but a lot of people say I have this like weird aura about me. So like, like when I walk in a room, like people usually like gravitate towards me. And I think I get that from my grandfather that passed away. But so when I was in the room, it's a very tiny room. It's not a big room. So, but he kept like looking over at me like the whole time. It might have been because like I have ADD and it was a tiny room and I was in a space where I could only move like 3 inches. And I was kind of like wobbling and moving. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was profusely sweating. Because I couldn't move and it was making me like anxious. But I was like, I'm gonna tough this out. I'm gonna stand here for a full hour for Kyle Dawkins, and then all of a sudden, boom, he hit me with it. And yeah, I mean, like none of my stuff is planned. Like not even the post-fight speeches. Like I got like plot points that I stick to, but it's all off the top of my tongue. Like that's why I stutter. Like for the press conference, I'm doing this all off the top of my head. I don't plan this stuff. Like the homeless thing, like that just came right into my head. Like I didn't like I wasn't like driving on the way there and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call this guy a homeless guy. It was just like whatever comes and feels natural to me.
Real Daddy Kingpin is asking you another question.
Okay, no problem.
He's a believer for sure. He says,
Yeah, it's no
talked
problem.
about Kamosi and Emelianenko for what? I guess what I'm getting out of that is like you're in no position to call either one of those guys out. What do you got to say about that?
Well, I mean, Chris Camozzi lost to Lorenzo Hunt, who was like 2-8 as a pro MMA fighter. So I mean, why not give me a shot? Fedor Emelianenko fights guys that are like 0-0, 0-1, middleweights like Dan Henderson, Chael Sonnen, fights light heavyweights like Rampage Jackson. And I understand they have a lot of experience, but my point is they're a lot smaller and they're not heavyweights. So my point is, why not give me the shot, Fedor Emelianenko? And he's not gonna. You want to know why? Because I talked to his manager, Jerry Millen, and Jerry Millen says Fedor doesn't want to do bare knuckle. So I moved over to the bitch Chris Camozzi. And what did I say, Mish? I said he's a transitional champion, and I said he's not a true champion. He's a boring champion. And what happened? He lost his belt, and he lost his teeth in the process.
Well, he's still right there and ranked number 1 in the 205 division, which is the division you're entering right now. So maybe that one is much more realistic than the Fedor call out for sure. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens at KnuckleMania 6, February 7th against Calmus. You get a win there. You probably got to fight 1 or 2 more fights before you could even talk about realistically getting that Camozzi fight, right?
I disagree. I disagree because he actually comments back a lot and he likes a lot of the stuff when I comment on him, dude. I had a buddy of his cornerman DM me, dude. And I'm not going to share that private conversation, but I think it's a lot more realistic than what people think.
Nice. Well, I like that. I do like that there's more heat coming into the 205 division because no offense to the 205 division, it is starting to heat up a little bit with Mohawk and Steve Townsend just had a nice win, and Camozzi's there, and Hunt is the 185-pound champ, but he's back around. He could be right back in the 205 division too. So It is heating up, and it's good to hear that you and Zach are coming down the 205 because that just adds more
Well,
wood to the fire there.
we're gonna send Zach to Ice Wars after this fight, brother. He's not gonna be allowed in BKFC after I get done with him.
Damn.
That's 3 losses. That's 3 losses in a row. So he can go play ice skates over down there at the Ice Wars. You know what I mean?
What do you think about Ice Wars? You watch Ice Wars?
I got my buddy Anthony Dozer. Anthony Dozer. You guys know Dozer?
Dozer. I feel like that name sounds familiar. Did he fight already on it?
He fought. I think he's 1-1 in Ice Wars.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But he I watch his fights. I don't watch sports or nothing like that. I just watch fighting and BKFC now. I'm actually really I'm a big fan of BKFC after actually getting introduced to it and watching it for sure. So not just because I'm in it, but I mean like me being in it helped a lot. But after like seeing it as a product, I was like, whoa, like this is actually really good.
Let me tell you, there's so many people, right? So everyone who watches this show knows that Kyle and I are both still active in the Army. At our unit,
thank you for service.
Thank you. And when we first started this and started advertising and we were doing watch parties in Mohegan Sun before it was legalized, before they were doing events in the arena there. And people would come there, watch the fights. But I think a lot of people were just there to chill and have a good time and whatever. And then finally they started fighting in the arena. And we said, hey, let's get to the fights. And a lot of people went to the first one. And they've had 5 events so far. So at the 5th event, this Peg versus Lane that just happened, there was just as many, maybe even more people at the 5th one than there was at the first one. People we know from the Army, friends and family, a lot of women. Okay. And it's not a ding on women, but lots of women have gone, older women, younger women, and they go to every event and they watch it. Kyle's mom watches the fights now. She loves them. She didn't watch combat sports before.
Dude, my 70-year-old mother was the most nonviolent person you ever met in your entire life. All of a sudden, 5 years ago when I started this podcast, she showed a little bit of interest. And I think it took about a year or 2 before she actually sat down and watched what I cover. And she was like, I love this. I'm all in on this. She watches every fucking event now. She got the DAZN app.
I want to see the demographic probably double for women than it is for UFC.
It's wild that my sweet, non-violent, hates violent type mom doesn't even like swearing. She's getting, you know what? She's starting to drop the F-bomb here and there too. So maybe maybe she's, as she gets older, she's feeling the violence a little bit more. She's swearing a little bit more. She's like, fuck these motherfuckers.
Now she's going to be at bar fights, dude. You'll be getting calls from the police picking up your mom from bar fights, dude.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny is Mike and his wife and kids went down to Fort Myers for Christmas to visit her family. And I was up here in Connecticut with my wife and kids and doing our own thing. Mike's down in Florida. He meets up with my mom and dad. And Big Ben Vanaski, who is a big fan of the BKFC and this show, him and his wife, they all met.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Big Ben. So Big Ben, his wife Jen, my mom and dad, and then Mike and his wife Stephanie all meet up at Tito's Cantina, and they're sitting there eating dinner with Tito Ortiz sitting at the table shooting the shit with them.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I was like, my mom. Now
Tito
my mom
Ortiz
knows.
A fan of BKFC.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like now my 70-year-old mom, not only is she into fighting and she swears a little bit now, she knows who Tito Ortiz is and had fucking some food with him. It's crazy.
That's awesome, dude. That's what I like about fighting, and I like about the environment with fighting, because you get to create memories like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure you could do that with other things, but at the Forge, like Pat, he's my brother for life. Kyle, Dawkins, Chris Dawkins, they're my brothers for life. You know what I mean? You get to meet a lot of cool people, and you get to conversate and hear their stories, and that's what I love about fighting and whatnot. So hearing that, dude, that you're
so humble.
Yeah. I mean, I actually am very humble, but the thing is that I can't be humble to these guys I'm fighting, and you just can't.
Well,
at the end of
to fans though.
at the end of the day, brother, these guys are they're trying to take what I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
really feel like in a short amount of time, I really built my name up pretty decently. You know what I mean? And I think after this fight, I think especially with this post-fight speech I have laid out in my head that, it's going to elevate me even bigger to what I think I can be. You know what I mean? Um, Not that I'm cocky and but I really believe in manifesting, and I really believe that when I was a pro I went pro at 23 years old, right? So when I was a pro at 23, I wasn't mature enough. So and I as a to be a fighter, and so like if I was 23 and I had all this right now, right? Like what I have right now, right? It would be bad, dude. It would be like I'd be canceled already, or I would be saying crazier things that I shouldn't be saying. But as a father now, and I just got married today, technically. We sent our papers in, and we
Say
I,
what?
s- I saw that
yeah,
your relationship on Facebook changed today. I saw married today, and I'm like, this motherfucker got married today. I was
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
congratulations.
Well,
yeah. So
congratulations.
we have 4 kids together, and we've been together for 8 years. Uh, she's been with
3 girls
me.
and a boy. Hey, yeah,
Three,
yeah.
3 girls and a boy, brother.
Wow.
And she's seen me at my lowest of lows, literally lowest of lows. 3 years ago, I was 330 pounds, and I checked myself into a mental hospital because I was absolutely insane. And she stuck by me by my side, and I turned my life around, and I'm here today. You know what I mean? So why not marry her? You know what I mean? Like I love her. She's my best friend. Uh, and I'm
And
happy
she
that
stuck
I get to
she
spend the
stuck
rest of
with
my life.
you. Yeah, she stuck
She
with you through that hard time
she did.
too.
She did, dude.
Uh,
She
what was
really did.
going on, if you don't mind me asking, what was going on in your life 3 years ago that you had let yourself get up to 330 and you were so mentally checked out that you had to check into a facility? What was going on?
There's millions of different reasons, but I'll give you, it's a little too personal to talk about on air, but I'll share one big part of it, and it's related to fighting. So I was a very good amateur fighter. My only loss was to Carl Roberson, who fought for BKFC recently. He
Hmm.
went 0-1.
Yep.
Um, Kind of laughing about that because I'm
He,
2-0.
he
He's
fought he
0-1.
fought on that Newark card, right?
Yeah. He
Yep.
was my only. I had 2 losses in amateur. He was my only loss. I won an amateur belt, and there was a lot of hype around me. There were a lot of hype around me in the area. And there was articles coming out like amateurs that are going pro that we think will go to the UFC, and I was one of them. On Tapology, I was ranked one of the either one or two in the entire state. Very big on the East Coast ranking too, like think top 5. And something happened in my brain, bro. Like I'll never forget my pro debut. Something just clicked in my brain where I just was telling myself like I didn't want to be there. And I basically from the time the bell rang to when the fight was over, I was just looking for a way out. I wanted to go home, and that was in my first 3 pro fights, and you know that was one of the million reasons it drove me insane because I didn't understand what happened in my brain to make me like that. You know what I mean? I'd be fine the entire fight camp. I would kill myself in the fight camp. I'd be ridiculously in shape. And then as soon as the fight, like I would get to the venue, I'd just be like, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. I want to, and I didn't have a girlfriend or anything then, but I just was like, I want to go home and I just want to be in my bed. I don't want to be here. And I go out there and I take a loss. I go out there and I take a loss, and I go out there and I take a loss, and it drove me insane. Because then I went and I met her, and she was there for my last loss in 2018, and I uh, I had a baby with her, and right when my kid was born, um, I had a fight scheduled, and 2 weeks after my kid was born, I ruptured my knee, and she was just about to graduate nursing school. I Now I'm not making any money and I have a baby and she doesn't have a job. So I had $1,000 in my bank account. I had a $3,000 credit card. Maxed that credit card out. It got so bad to the point where I had $20 on my credit card limit. I ran out of money. And I had $20 left on my credit card limit, and we were. It's a pretty dumb story, but I had to get us food somehow, and I saw an ad for Domino's, and it was like $6.99 a pizza. I had $20 left, so I got us a pizza, and then I remember I went and I prayed a bunch that night. Like something's got to give. I was waiting to get this disability check, and it was it was getting delayed. It was getting delayed, and then I finally got the disability check, and then how I'm trying to lead all into it. Like you're just trying to show you how hard the times were for me. You know what I mean? Like so, like with fighting and tearing the knee and then not having the money, I kind of said to myself, like, fighting's not really realistic. I have to be a man. I have to be there for her, and I need to be there for my daughter. So I need to go get a job, and I need to take care of things. I got to make sure me having $20 on my credit card is never going to happen again. So I kind of put fighting on the back burner, and I just chased being like working. And I ended up getting a job at a place called Ward Trucking, and I started as a dock guy, and then I made my way up to be pretty much like a supervisor when I was making decent money. And next thing you know, there's like a picture of me in like 2021, and I wasn't like in shape, but I wasn't like like obese or anything like that. But from 2021 to 2022, I probably gained like 120 pounds, and I just remember being very much in my head. Like I didn't have a relationship with my wife at that time. I had 3 kids. I didn't have a relationship with any of my kids. I pretty much would go to work. I'd work 15 hours a day. I'd go to work and I'd come home and I would just be quiet and I'd just keep to myself. And I pretty much lived in my head. And eventually I snapped, and I knew that I needed to go away, and I knew what I needed to do, and that was go get help, go talk to some people. And I went away for about a week and a half, and I came out and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was I wanted to chase fighting again. And because I knew that I needed to train in order to feel like myself again. And I'd be lying to you, Mission Mike, if I were to say that it didn't take me until probably a year ago to feel like myself again.
I could believe that. And when you left the facility after you checked yourself in, which is a huge move, like to recognize that you have these problems and you got to go fix yourself. That's a big step. Once you left the facility, do you still like talk to a counselor or anything like that, like right now, or are you pretty much good now?
No, I mean
the counselor.
The gym is pretty much the counselor. But you know what, Chris and Kyle Dawkins, this is where they come into play. They know the struggles that I've had growing up, and they know that there's a lot of things that played in factors of childhood and whatnot, and they're there for me. I could literally being us three, we could have a bad interview right now, and it could go horribly wrong, and I could hang up the phone and I could call them and they're going to answer, and they're going to talk to me, and they help me figure out why that was a bad interview. They're the best people I've ever met in my life. They've helped me with fighting. They've helped me with my relationship. They've helped me fatherhood, whatever you can name. They've been there for me, and they helped dig me out of this hole for sure, dude. I owe them a lot. I owe them a lot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You have to have somebody like that in your life, man. It's you got to have a support system, and it doesn't have to be your family. It's usually not. It's usually somebody like that, somebody you see every day. The people you see most of the time. I mean, I see Kyle more than I see most of my family, probably pretty much all my family, except my immediate family. I mean, those are the people that you got to turn to every day. Those are the people that will help you change your life. They really will. Yep.
Sorry to get a little dark on you.
No, that's great. Listen,
this is what we do, man. This is what we love. People do want to hear it. They do. They want to hear it because they want to know, this type of story. People can
ultra
get
relate,
behind.
dude. They can
Right, they
ultra
relate to. They get behind it. They're like, "Holy shit, I've been through something like that," and then that's where
Right.
people. That's where people really start to latch on and want to see you do well and follow your career. You know, it really is.
Like
I mean, this is why
I'll
we
tell
love
you
doing
this.
this.
I'll tell you this. Sorry, go ahead, Mish. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No,
What were you gonna say?
I was just all I was gonna say was like you touched on something that a lot of people I think can relate to. The working 14, 15 hours a day and then just going home and sitting around. The lack of and I'm not talking like we're all the most fit people in the fucking world, but you are a professional athlete and Mike and I are in the army and we're held to a fitness standard. When you go long periods of time without doing any kind of exercise or any kind of fucking anything that's good for your body, it can add to like building depression. You know, like the building of depression within you. You just feel like a lazy fucking like you're putting in all this work, but you're not feeling good about yourself when you go home. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that like you weren't getting some time to yourself and you weren't getting any exercise in. And that could have all been building up as well. And then you just keep getting, putting on weight and fucking getting
all the
more,
other things that are happening.
all the other things that are going on. The like depression starts to set in and you start to lose your fucking shit. We see it a lot. Like honestly,
Right.
like honestly, not to go like way off, but like
Yeah.
us being in the army, the amount of times that Mike and I have had to deal with like either like suicide attempts or actual suicides
Mhm.
in the fucking army, and we all have a purpose, we all have a job, we all put on the uniform and fucking act like we're we're putting in the effort to serve our country, but then these guys are going home and fucking hurting themselves. And I think it's because they're a lot of them are not taking care of themselves, giving themselves some me time, I guess. In the
Right.
gym,
Right.
getting to the
TLC.
gym, it can be a massive thing. So like after you got out of that facility and you started to chase that dream to be a fighter again, I'm sure that helped your psyche massively.
No, I mean, I'll never forget the first thing was like I saw a picture of myself too, and that like it was like around my birthday. I think it was my birthday, and I saw a picture of myself, and I was like, oof, because I never looked in the mirror. Like I would walk by a mirror, you don't look at it. You know what I mean? You're kind of avoiding the topic at hand. Like I get it. I mean, avoiding the issue at hand. And I saw that picture. Yeah, it was like a Friday, and I went and I signed up at a gym around me on Monday. That's how fast that all happened. When I left the facility, I didn't join a gym right away. It kind of took me a little bit to get to that point. But I knew that was like what I had to do. I quit my job. I don't even have a job anymore. I do this is full time for me. Like I do this full time. And my wife's a nurse, so she works a little bit extra hours to make up for what I was making, But I quit my job. I didn't quit for Bkfc. I quit about a year and about like 2 years ago, I'd say I quit. But hell of a ride though, and she deserves so much credit for things too, because she had to deal with a lot of bull crap from me. It's not easy, dude. Like it was not easy for her at all, and I beat myself up almost every day about putting her through all that for sure. But you know what?
Well,
Like we got married today, so today's a
Yes.
good day.
congratulations again, and
You're on
God
the other
bless
side.
us all for having good women. I'm telling you right now,
Yep.
like Lex, I don't know if you want to believe this, but myself and Mike were a little bit of loose cannons before we fucking settled down with the ladies that we married. You know what I mean? Like I was in the army when I met her, and I feel like if I never met her, I might not have been in the army for 24 years like I am right now. I probably would have gotten myself kicked out of that fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
and
Almost
Mike
definitely.
oh yeah, most definitely. And Mike himself was a bit of a problem child as well. And I think that My wife Amy and his wife Stephanie settled us down same way as your wife is helping you settle down too and chase your dream. I think it's a great story, man. And anybody that wants to fucking hate on you can suck a motherfucking dick. That's my mom talking. Now that's my mom talking right now. My Deb Mish would tell you to shut the fuck up. That's what she'd say.
Well, listen, but Mish, we want them to hate because the viewers are what are what gets me paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said this I did 4 podcasts this week, dude, and I messaged Mike and Mike up there, and I said to him, I was like, is there any way you can get me on, dude? Because I love the way you guys flow off each other. I love the show. I love the format. I do think it's the number 1 Bkfc podcast in the world, compared to all the others. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Think a lot. No, talking crap on all the other ones, but I feel like it's a lot of catch up to do. You know what I mean? When it comes to you guys.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And I said this, listen, like once you get signed to a major promotion, right? So, there's regional MMA. There's not really regional bare knuckle yet, right? Like there's only BKFC and the other one that we don't talk about. You know what I mean? That's really all there really is, right? There's just those 2, right? Regionally, you're starting to see regional bare knuckle fighting a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say Fusion out there in the Montana area, right, Mike? They've been putting on bare knuckle
do some
shows.
mix and match stuff too. Like some of the MMA organizations will throw in a bare knuckle fight.
Because they're testing the waters probably.
Yeah, it's starting to pop up.
But to me, regional MMA is the fight game. It's just literally the fight game, right? Then you get to something like CFFC or like LFA, right? And that's like developmental to me. Like that's like your NXT for WWE, right? That's where you should start developing a character and you should start developing a little bit of a personality, right? Once you get signed to UFC, PFL, or BKFC, you're no longer in the fight business. You're now in the entertainment business. Okay. There's television companies attached to this. There's TV executives that are going to be watching your fights. There's a whole sponsors that are going to be watching your fights. There's whole different things. All right. That all sorts of different factors that play into that. But you're no longer just a fighter. You're an entertainer. Listen, realistically, there's probably 200 other fighters that are probably better than me, right? 200 fighters that are probably better than me, right? But I'm on this KnuckleMania card. Why is that? It's because 1, I can fight, right? And 2, I can entertain, right? That's how I look at it. It's an entertainment company, and I can do both as opposed to just one. That's just how I look at it. You gotta have a person. I have a lot of fighters that reach out to me, bare knuckle MMA fighters that reach out to me asking me for advice, and this is the advice that I give them. I tell them it's an entertainment company. You got to learn how to entertain. You got to learn how to put asses in the seats. Listen, the most tickets I ever sold for a fight, 104. All right, this fight I sold 370. That's a big gap, right? That's because I've been the whole time that I haven't been fighting, I've been promoting myself. I've been putting myself out there, and I've been talking that shit, and I've been getting people to watch. Before about 3 weeks ago, until my viewership took a big dip, I had 180,000 people a month watching my Instagram. But I haven't been posting that much. But I've been really building my brand up as much as I can. I'm really getting my name. I'm trying to get my name out there, and I'm trying to get those bigger fights for sure. Because at the end of the day, it's like what we talked about, like the guy that says Big Daddy Cool or whatever the hell his name was. What was that guy's name again that was talking shit a little bit ago? Big Daddy something.
The real Daddy Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin. Yeah, real Daddy Kingpin. He's asking the Kamosi Fedor thing. If I were to have did my first BKFC fight when I fought Conor McKenna, right? And I were just to have won that fight, and then they give me the microphone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just really happy to be here. I never thought I'd get to be here. Rah, rah, rah. Props to my opponent. No one would have talked about me, and nobody would have talked about that fight. But when I went on there and I said, Fedor's a Russian piece of shit, and I want to fight him, all of a sudden, I had everybody talking about me, right?
Smart.
And then next thing you know, I'm on the next card. How do I top the Russian piece of shit thing? Okay, well, all right. I'm gonna say that he's the last emperor. I'm gonna say what's a king to a god, pretty much. And then I'm gonna say that he can't box with God, insinuating that I am the god of boxing, right? And then I'm gonna call out Yoel Romero because I know that's gonna get people talking because nobody wants to fight Yoel Romero. And I really would have fought Yoel Romero, and I would have did way better than Down syndrome Kyle Dawkins. Theo Dukas or whatever the hell that dude's name was.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just said Kyle Dawkins, man. That's your boy.
But no, but I call that guy Down syndrome Kyle Dawkins because his name's Theo Dukas. Because he's the Dukas Dawkins.
I get it.
So
yeah, I get it now.
So I call him Down syndrome Kyle Dawkins. And then I have and then I was like, all right. And then I'm going to call out the bitch Chris Camozzi because I knew he was going to be there front row. And I kept posting on his thing nonstop. I kept posting in his comments teddy bears all the time, and he would always like them. So I kind of I figured he knew that I was going to call him out. So I called him out, and then boom, it went crazy big. And then I was on the Arrow show.
Well,
no one's ever going to talk about the person who says, I'll fight whoever they give me next.
I mean, I really haven't turned anybody down. I mean, everybody that they've offered me, I have said yes to. I've not said no to one guy yet.
Anytime somebody says
I've been turned down one.
Me.
One guy turned me down. That's a fact. One guy.
Well,
Brock Walker. Brock Walker. That was I was supposed to fight him for Rumsey.
Oh.
But he turned me down. He said he was going to 205. So then they offered me Lewis Rumsey.
Well, I think you come with a plan, and that's a smart move. And you said something right there that everybody should understand in the entire fight industry, that you are fighters, but you're also prize fighters and you're entertainers. And you cannot be lame on the mic. If they put a mic in front of you, the great Chael Sonnen once said, have a plan. When you get that victory and they put that mic in your face, have a name to call out. Don't fucking do what you just said. You know what I mean? Same thing you just said, Lex. Don't just do that that red, I'm happy to be here. I'm so thankful. All that bullshit.
And anybody the company wants.
Come out with a name and say, I want to fight this guy. And if he won't fight me, I want to fight this guy. You know what I mean? Like Chael said it himself. Oh, he always had a plan. He always had a plan for when that mic got in front of his face. So.
Yes.
Very, very smart move to do that. And going back to the Instagram thing, dude, that is one thing that is that's challenging for
it'll almost beat you down where you don't want to do it. So
it's almost so challenging to keep your engagements up and your site visits and your views and all that shit. Like Mike and I have done pretty well with ours, but it's a lot of fucking work, dude. And for a person like yourself that, now married, but you have 4 kids and you're training full time and trying to become a world champion someday. When do you have time to fucking make 4 or 5 posts a day?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very tough.
So I don't do, that's my whole thing, right? So like how I look at that, I don't look at it like, I'm sorry. This is how I look at it. I feel like if I shove myself down people's throats, right, like with 4 or 5 posts a day, they're gonna get tired of me and they're not gonna like me, right? Are you guys WWE fans at all?
I was
like a religiously watching fan, and recently my 11-year-old son has started to been watching it, and I've been catching up a little bit. I know that Royal Rumble is Saturday.
So you take like somebody like Hogan, Cena, Roman Reigns, right? Those are like the top guys, right? The top weekly guys that get shoved down your throat all the time, right? Like their merchandise gets thrown in your face. They're on the TV. If it's a 3-hour show, John Cena's on hour 1, John Cena's on hour 2, John Cena's on hour 3. And if he's not on those hours, they're talking about him. Same thing with Roman, same thing with Hogan, right? Eventually it got to the point where like Cena and Roman and even Hogan were getting booed even when they were faces, right? Because they were just shoved down their people's throats all the time, right? But then you take somebody like Brock Lesnar, right? This is how I look at it. You take somebody like Brock Lesnar. He's a part-timer. comes 3 times a year, right? And every time he comes, the place goes crazy. The biggest pay-per-view numbers of the year for him, for the company. Every time he wrestles. So how I look at it, less is more. I try not to post 4 or 5 times a day. At most, I'll post 1 time, but I don't even really do that. I try to do like once a week. And that's usually where I get like 100 likes on there. And then I'll get like 5,000 views on it as well. Rather than, like my buddy Cody Vidal, if you go and you look at his Instagram, he posts like 3, 4, 5 times a
he
day.
does. He's been doing
And
well.
then but you go and you look at his viewerships and it's like 30 views, 40 views, 20 views. One will be 1,000, one will be 2,000, one will be like 40, 30, and it goes on and on and on. And yeah, it all adds up, but I always want those big hits. I want those 4,000 or 5,000 views. That's what I aim for. But I'm trying to get it bigger. So, after this fight, I would hope the followers, I'll take Zach Calmus's followers, his 8,000 followers. I'll probably get to like over 2, but I'll take his followers and they'll become my believers. And then we can really start gaining some numbers off of that.
I think, and we all seen many fights by Zach. I think that you two are going to put on a show at KnuckleMania 6. Wait, 6.
You think
I keep
you think he
saying
hits me?
I said it the other day too.
7
Because it's February
because it's
7th.
on February 7th.
February
I keep
7th,
saying
but it's KnuckleMania 6. Yeah.
But-
Do you think he hits me? Do you think he hits me?
Well,
I'm sure he will hit you. I think that it will happen. I'm gonna predict a hit
I'd like to bet. I'd like to bet on both of you.
on Kalshi.
that you don't
Is that
get
how
hit
you go?
once?
I don't think he hits me once.
Really? Wow, I mean, I love the confidence, but that's
Yes.
crazy. He
Rumsey didn't
What?
touch me.
Yeah. Well, Zach is a pretty sturdy guy, so he's not going to be going. I mean, you could take him out, sure, but like he's a guy that will continue to fight if you don't take him out. You know what I mean? Like Brady took him out.
Yeah.
He's
Listen,
been
I'm
taken
gonna
out.
get him out of
If
there.
you don't take him
I'm
out,
gonna
he will go 5 rounds. So like,
I'm
feel
gonna
like
get him out of there in 3 rounds or less, right? And the only reason it's gonna be that way is because I want my TV time.
yeah.
have you?
Yeah,
I'm
then
sure
get
you
to go out and
have.
watch the rest of the fights too,
Yeah.
which is nice.
I'm sure you've done. I'm sure you've watched all his fights. Do you recall watching his debut fight against Bobo O'Bannon? Did you watch
That is my favorite fight that I watch
Dude.
of his.
Me and Mike were there in Birmingham
Yeah,
when that
we were.
happened.
It
And
was
that
nuts.
fucking place, dude, Lex, that place was so boring up
It was
until
like
that
fucking
fight.
nuclear
Like
crickets
there
in
was
there.
there was no energy in that crowd. They were lame as fuck. It was just very lame. It was kind of
Crowd was like blah.
it sucked. And let's just be honest. It was quiet. It was boring. There was no energy. Zach Calmus comes out and makes his debut against a guy that's like way bigger than him. And Bobo kept busting his ass. And that motherfucker just kept getting up. And the
Yeah.
more Zach
Like
got
the
up,
Undertaker.
like the Undertaker, just
The crowd
bloody,
was coming
just
alive.
the crowd went absolutely fucking bananas during
Yeah,
that
they
fight.
were going
and
ballistic
they
when he got up.
yeah, they
Like the
never
third time.
stopped for the rest of the night. So I will give
Yeah.
credit where credit is due, man. Zach didn't win that fight, but like he showed a massive set of balls in that fight. Came out
That's
on
where
the
he lost
losing end.
his fucking
Front
Teeth.
teeth.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
he lost his teeth.
So
At
so
that
you are
fucking
fighting
fight,
a
it was
guy
like
that is
50,
capable.
17.
I guess what I'm getting at
Long
here
time
is
ago.
you are fighting a guy that is capable of taking a licking and keeps on ticking. You know what I'm saying?
I
The
don't
old
think he's
Timex.
got that in him anymore. I don't think he's got that in him anymore.
No.
No,
Okay.
dude. I mean, you go watch. Listen, we're not watching the same fights. You got to go watch. First off, you got to go watch his boxing match. He just boxed in December
didn't see it.
17th.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
see this
yeah,
boxing match.
that was a sight to see.
I saw him fight
ag-
Corey Willis last in Sturgis.
Well, he fought a guy named Harold Ray, who's 53 years old, and Zach lost. Okay, so I'm 32. Okay, I move a lot faster than a 53-year-old for sure. If he had a hard time with him, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when he gets in there with me. Then he lost to a guy that literally just with nothing. Go rewatch that Corey Willis fight. Corey
Perdomo.
Willis
Or with him.
no,
What's that?
with him. You go rewatch that fight. Corey Willis charges him, and at one point, Zach's head is in between Corey's legs, and for some reason, Corey is just teeing off on his body like it's going to do something. I have no idea what was that's nerves, I guess. I don't know what was going on there. That was pretty dumb. It was awkward. I'm not going to give all the things that I know and that I see of Cal. I believe that I do have a pretty decently high fight IQ. And I'm just telling you right now, dude, he's not, if he does touch me, it's an error on my part while I'm in there. But I mean, I train with some of the best on the entire East Coast where Zach Calmus does not. I just look, I watched, I DM Zach Calmus a lot, dude. I talk a lot of shit to Zach. Okay. I watch Zach a lot. I watch every move he makes. I watch every little thing he does. And it's not because I'm afraid. It's not because I guess I'm just strategic in a way, you know, and this is a fight where
mind of a madman.
I don't like what I've heard that he did to my buddy Russ. You guys know Russ, right?
We know Russ.
Yeah, we know Russ.
Yeah. So to me, Zach Calmus is a bully for what he did to Russ. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to bully him. And, like, I don't want to make it as quick as what Pat did. I really want to make it, like, agonizing. And I don't like bullies, and I don't like what he did to Russ. So I'm going to make this a very, very painful, slow death for him. And I'm going to enjoy every second of it. I really am, dude. And I guarantee you, dude, listen, he might hit me one time. And besides my BKFC debut, all of my wins, including my amateur wins, I was only hit one time in every one of those fights. So all of my wins combined, besides my BKFC fight, I was only hit one time. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make easy work of this guy. I'm going to walk him down, and I am going to beat the ever-loving hell out of him. And I guarantee you he's going to rethink fighting. Because this is going to be his third loss. This is going to be his third loss in a row. And it's going to be, I'm telling you right now, no offense to Pat, in my opinion, I am the best guy he's ever fought. And he just doesn't know it yet. And nobody else knows it yet either. I think you're going to see a very big change in me. Listen, I'm known to be a wrestler, right? I'm known to be a wrestler. Everybody knows me as a wrestler. I take everybody down. That from where I'm from, dude, I take everybody down that I go with, right? I usually ragdoll them around. I throw them around and whatnot. People in the gym are now saying I look like a professional boxer. And listen, I'm not trying to hype myself up too much. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself, but you're going to see a lot of different stuff in there. And you're going to see me having a lot sharper. I'm telling you that right now. This is the best I've ever looked in the gym. Chris Dawkins says it all the time. And so does Kyle Dawkins too. And the people that are around me really believe if I'm given the right steps and I'm really given the opportunities that I will be world champion. And I'm telling you right now, if I win this fight and I get that Chris Camozzi fight and things go my way and I get everybody's favorite uncle from Florida, Alessio Sakara, I'm telling you right now, I will walk out with that cruiserweight title. He just looks like your uncle from Florida that you haven't seen, you see once a year, and he just flies up and you don't really talk to him. And yeah, well, I met him at the 2300 arena. He's pretty grumpy and he doesn't seem like he's too pleasant to be around. So I call him everybody's favorite uncle from Florida, Alessio Sakara.
Well,
he puts off the same vibe that Arlovsky puts off, right? Like
yes, he does. He does.
Not a very
I know
approachable
exactly what
person.
you're talking about. In Miami and Hollywood, I've met them both, and that's exactly how I felt. But
They have the same vibe for sure.
Yeah, be careful. Arlovsky might beat up a bunch of teenagers at the airport. When you're around. Be careful, dude.
Dude, listen, Lex, this conversation has been great tonight.
I'm sorry, cool. I went on a little longer.
No, not at all. But we're gonna wrap up soon here. But with what you just said about this fight with Zach, god damn, people got to look at this card and got to be fucking drooling because you got this one that's gonna be guaranteed to be entertainment. Then you got Mike Richmond and Joe Elmore, which is gonna be a bloodbath. You got freaking Ben Bonner and Tony Soto going at it again. There's like so many like possible fucking fight of the night, fight of the year type caliber fights on this card. I just can't wait, man. Mike and I will be there on the 5th for the press conference. We'll be there for the weigh-ins on the 6th. We'll be there for the whole thing, man.
Yes, we will.
So I'm so glad we got to talk to you about this, and I hope that everybody in the comment section is a little more of a low fan than they were before this interview.
I mean, yeah, I opened up a little bit. I broke kayfabe, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for allowing me to be on this platform. Thank you guys. I just got an alert that Rosenstrike was just arrested for battery in Florida.
I saw that. And false imprisonment too. So he probably held somebody. I don't know what false imprisonment. I feel like that's kidnapping or like similar
you keep
to
somebody against it. Well, you don't let them leave.
Right.
Oh,
So
wow,
I don't
that's
know. It's like a different form of kidnapping, kind of. Yeah.
Yes.
False imprisonment. It's
Well, he's
fucking
gotta deal
nuts,
with
man.
that.
Yeah,
But
you got to deal with.
I just wanted to say thank you both for allowing me to be on this platform. God bless you both. I really think you guys do a lot for this sport. I think you guys really help BKFC grow in its own way. And just wanted to just say that I appreciate that. And I appreciate you both for allowing me to do this.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lex.
man. Really appreciate it. Really do.
Mike, do you got anything else for him?
Well, you know what? He already knows. You know, people watching, you better have been listening. Ludlow versus Calmus. You better be there. I want to see you there. I don't even think it's good enough to be watching from home. You got to be there in Philly, February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena. KnuckleMania 6. Let's go. I cannot wait. This card's going to be friggin'
In front of us, Lex. What a
Holy
fucking
shit.
night.
Last
dude.
year was absolutely crazy. This is going to be awesome. Thank
Biggest
you so much
arena
for
I've
coming
ever
on.
fought in too. Biggest arena. I've wrestled in front of a lot of people, but the most I ever fought was 4,000. So, this is
man.
the biggest thing I've ever done. So I can't wait.
Oh my God. When you walk out, that place is going to be with so many people.
Horse blinders, my friends. Horse blinders. We
Yes.
won't see any of it. We won't see it. I did the open workout real quick. Sorry. I did the open workout today, and I started hitting pads, and all of the friggin' news people like flooded the ring. And this one dude had the brightest flash on when he was taking pictures. It was like blinding me as I was like hitting. Like I'm not even like it would be like he would get me on an angle where I would be like facing him, and it'd be like, and I'd be like, oh my God. And so when the round was over, I pulled Kyle aside and I said, it's not like that when you're fighting in there, is it? I was like, God damn. I was like, I don't want to be blind when I'm fighting. And he was like, nah, you'll be good. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be bright lights. I'm sure it makes you fucking sweat your balls off. That's for sure. But
no nerves, brother. I'm a lot like Pat Brady. I don't get nerves with that. As soon as the bell rings, dude, it all goes away. It's just me and that dude in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of got to be. That guy's gonna try to kill you, and you got to get him first. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it, man. Take care, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Everybody
God
else,
bless
stay
you guys.
tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Later, Lex.
See you.
Oh, hey.
Look at those pictures, Mike. If you guys aren't watching, would get after party at Mohegan Sun, you could be in those pictures with these great fighters and all these awesome people. That's what happens. Hey, hell of a fucking night, Mike. Pat Brady jumping in. Kudos to him for helping us out. Thank you so much, Pat the Brick Brady. Looking forward to his fight with Bear Hill, and Lex opened up a little bit with us tonight, man. I really appreciate when a fighter comes on here and, as he says, breaks kayfabe, but he's just being himself. Like we're not pro wrestlers here, Kayfabe is a wrestling term for those who don't know it. Man, looking forward to that fight too, because I know that Zach can get himself into a firefight and put on a show. And if Lex is feeling that confident, I'm curious to see how the other side of that fight reacts. You know what I mean? It's and like we said, in front of 18,000, it's gonna be fucking nuts in Philly, dude.
I already know.
It's gonna be nuts in Philly. When we went there last year and we walked into that arena and there was 10,000 people in there for the first prelim of the night, we were like, "What the hell is going on here? This is crazy."
Yeah. Yeah.
This
it
is
was nuts.
absolutely freaking crazy. And then by the time the third prelim was starting, there was probably 15,000 people in the freaking arena. And then the place was jam-packed afters for the first fight of the main card. It was just absolutely crazy. These guys get to fight. These guys get an opportunity to fight on a massive, massive platform. February 7th. It's crazy. Can't wait. I mentioned we have a couple of fighters already lined up for next week too. So
Yes.
we're gonna go back to Thursday next week, and the first guest of the evening, and we're probably gonna book a couple more because Mike and I are gonna try to get a few more fighters in. We might do a triple header or even a fucking quadruple header like we've done in the past in the next week, because the week after is KnuckleMania. And we got to talk to a few of these people. So Mike Richmond will be on at 9:00 next week, followed by Tony Soto. But we're in conversations to have another fighter or two on. So that night will be great. Everyone keeps asking us about an award show, Mike. We have not done anything about that right now. And
I know.
we've just been... You guys have no idea how much work goes into that award show,
And money.
and money. The award show, it's of time for me and Mike, and money. And right now, I just don't got it in me, bro. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We've been going real hard.
I was away I was away during the holiday season, so. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know if we're gonna do the award show this year.
Yeah, I don't know
Probably
either.
not gonna happen.
Listen, somebody sponsor it, and we'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
How about that? Somebody, if there's somebody that wants to sponsor our fucking award show, I'm being honest right now. If somebody wants to do it, DM me on Instagram, and we'll talk. And like, I would love to do it, but unless somebody wants to sponsor that show, it's taken a little bit too much effort for us to pull this off. Yeah. And honestly, the Christmas break, we were busy with our families, and I've also been coaching basketball 4 nights a week. You know what I mean? And it's like,
we're growing up, guys.
Yeah, it's just great. I don't know.
It's like kids that are growing up. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to do it, but I don't know if we're gonna do it this year. I don't see it happening.
I mean, would anybody get upset with us if we ended up fucking doing an award show like at the end of February for 2025? I don't see why. Nobody would give a shit. They do the fucking award shows for like the movies in like June for the previous year. So it's like yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we had all the categories and things written down, but yeah. But anyways, let's move on from that. It's making me sad, Kyle. It's making me sad. So Mike Richmond.
Dude, Mike Richmond. We got Mike Richmond, then Tony Soto, and then a possible couple more guests next week.
More. And
then KnuckleMania. So and we might have a third somebody jumping in the car with us, Mike. Right?
Possibly, but we'll leave that a secret until
stay tuned, because maybe some of our content will be super awesome with a third wheel. It'll be great. This weekend we got some Army shit we got to do, Mike. I got basketball, and we also got the New England Patriots on their road to the Super Bowl. So big things for us this weekend. What else you got for the peoples tonight?
Man, I am I don't know. I think I'm getting sick. and I had the fire on because I was freezing my ass off, and now I'm sweating my ass off. This
Now you're
fire's
sweating
been
your ass
going
off?
this entire for 2 hours. The fire's been on, crazy hot. Down here.
Oh, shit.
I risked it this whole time, just sweating my balls off, just being like, I can't leave the screen. Have to stay right here. Cannot shut
Right.
that fire off. Cannot.
Well, before we go, check this out, guys. That is
Oh,
the Full Blast. That is the Bullseye Full Blast logo. That is our sponsor right now for the show. Get over to fullblastclothing.com. Check out their whole line. And then get over to Instagram. Follow them, Full Blast Clothing on Instagram. Buy some stuff. Buy a Mike and Mish collab t-shirt. It's freaking awesome. It's super soft and comfortable. Look at Mike's got it right there on hand. Look at that. It says Bare Knuckle right there on the right. Mike and Mish on the left. Full Blast
Yes.
right down the center. It's a fucking beautiful shirt. It's great. You can get it on the website. And I think that'll do it for tonight, Mike. You got anything else for the people?
Peace.